I'm extending an invite to basic computer users to try out Linux. It might benefit you. I think people who just check their email, browse the web, look at their photos, that kind of stuff, things similar to that, might benefit from Linux because of these 3 reasons. Reason 1, it's just speedy, right? It's simply quick and fast. You don't have to deal with boot times. Number 1, boot times. I once had a system where it went from, I had this bootloader called EFI stub, that I could press the power on button, and to the screen it was only like a couple seconds, right? It was not, it was much quicker than Windows. It really took no time at all from pressing the power button to just showing the window manager screen. And boot times are fast, but really who cares about that? Everything is quicker. The downloading packages, I'll get to that in a minute, but that is more under efficiency. But opening programs a lot quicker. The system is just very fast, right? Navigating your system, it feels much faster than Windows, which is kind of lagged and dragged down by the massive graphical system they have, and all the animations and stuff on there. It's kind of I think it's kind of slow, and it freezes all the time for me. So, yeah. Reason 2, speed, but in a different way. Efficiency. Linux is very quick, but in a different way, right? Efficiency. You can do things with a simple keybind that on Windows would take opening an app, searching, or whatever. You can do it all with just a command or a keybind on Linux if if you're willing to spend a little bit of time setting up your system. So I think I want to give some examples in this video. So this is not this isn't even a unique thing. Many people have this, but let's say you have you're in a situation where you have a source that you're downloading audio from, and it always comes in, for example, Opus format. I had this actually recently, and you wanted to convert them all to MP3, but you can't really download them as MP3. I actually have a command, first of all, to download from that source. But when it downloads from that source, it immediately converts them. And I can also, to MP3, converts them to MP3. And I also have many other features, right, that help me, I can select an output directory, I can name the files or whatever. It's very efficient with just a simple command, or I can even, make a menu for it. It's very easy, very simple, if you're willing to just invest a little bit of time. That's the thing. I know not everyone is. I realize that that not everyone is able to even invest the time. Some people have families. Reason 3, you don't have all the junk. Frankly, I've never used Cortana in my life. OneDrive has only been a pain on Windows for me. Maybe this is a me thing. Maybe I'm just so stupid that I cannot, half the time I don't realize that my files are going into OneDrive and not the home, not the actual Windows home directory. There's no, telemetry stuff for the most part. There is, but on Linux, but it's not the same stuff. It's not as invasive, not as, it doesn't slow your system down as much, and there's no system updates that interrupt you at random times and take 20 minutes. There are updates that take a long time, but not as terrible as Windows are. It's just, you're without all that junk, right? And I'll conclude by saying that Linux is what normal computers should be. It starts instantly. This is the ideal computer, right? It starts instantly, doesn't spy on you, no random forced updates. You decide with everything, right? No forced installed software. You decide, right? It works on almost any machine, and it's free forever. Free as in freedom, right? Not free as in free beer. As free software enthusiasts would say. Those are just more, honorable mention reasons. yeah, Linux is just really the ideal system for basic computer users. And yeah, so if you're, you know, if you're an old person, right? I know, I have family members who this definitely applies to, and all you want to do is, go through your email, photos, play some solitaire, right? It might be great for you if you're an old person and that's your use case. Families, many families, they're not gaming. Like, I know that's the thing that a lot of kids do, but that's not most families don't really have a gaming computer in the house, from what I found out from my research. But if you're just doing schoolwork, browsing, documents, that kind of stuff, it's great for you if you can, get the system, and download Linux and have this efficient, simple system. Regular users, you can regular people, right? People who, of all ages, of various use cases, that just basic users, right? That's the point of this video, is that Linux is good for basic users. It's good for many other use cases, but particularly people who just want to use their computer, right? And anyone who's tired of Windows breaking. Yeah, so that's this video. If you appreciated it, tell me in the comments, or like the video. I don't know. Tell me, give me feedback. If the audio is messed up, tell me. I want to know, and I appreciate you letting me know. I don't really recommend sharing this video because it probably wasn't good. So, thank you.